Welcome back to Number One Reality Junkie, where I dump my reality junk on you. But before we continue, let's go ahead and make sure that you like, subscribe, and follow. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We have a lot of fun on Twitter. Let's get right to it. Okay, so the downfall of Tom Girardi, you guys saw the thumbnail, multiple warnings by multiple people to no avail, but will justice prevail? We'll find out. So the LA Times, the Los Angeles Times to be exact, shout out to them for this article released yesterday, December 22nd, really going into some serious detail on the allegations and even how multiple people tried to warn him, even his own coworkers, even his own family. The once revered attorney, Tom Girardi, famously known for his association in the Erin Brockovich case, is now at the center of an investigation that alleges his misuse of settlement funds, specifically the case regarding an additional settlement not paid to the victims' families from Girardi's law firm, Girardi Keys, in the case of a tragic plane crash, guys, leaving the families desperately trying to obtain their part of over $2 million that was transferred to the firm by Boeing, the plane manufacturer, but not dispersed to the families. Guys, this is absolutely horrible. So what happened to the $2 million? For now, we just know it did not make it to the victims' families. The sad part about all of this is that even his attorneys in his own law firm made multiple attempts to warn him of his misappropriating of settlement funds. And this article kind of goes into detail about that. Now, I quote, two former Girardi Keys lawyers claimed in court papers this week that they had warned their boss for months about his handling of client money. Now, this is in court papers. So this is sworn affidavit. This is under oath. I'm assuming, of course, everything in the court system is always considered an affidavit. It's going to be sworn in. So this is their testimony. So this is what they say that they actually did. They went to Tom Girardi and voiced their concern. So let's keep going. So now the LA article continues. David Lira, who is married to Girardi's daughter, repeatedly urged his father-in-law to pass on settlement money from Boeing to the Indonesian clients, according to a filing by his lawyer. So again, we're talking about their sworn statements. David Lira, the son-in-law of Tom Girardi, married to Tom Girardi's daughter, tried to warn him multiple times. It states that he tried to warn him repeatedly, which means more than once. So this is just unbelievable to have not only your coworkers, but then your own family come to you with their concerns and it fall on deaf ears. So, but it gets more interesting from here. So the LA article continues, quote, similar exchanges with increasing intensity followed with the final confrontation on the day Mr. Lira resigned and left the firm. Wow. So the LA article continues, quoting attorney Edith Mathai, added that Girardi and Lira have not spoken since June 13, when Lira walked out of the firm. He walked out of the firm. Guys, this is huge. Now, he would later partner with the downtown law firm, Johnson, Hutchinson, and Lira. However, he would resign for matters unknown this past week. Quote, the downtown law practice he joined as a named partner, Johnston, Hutchinson, and Lira, announced Tuesday that Lira had resigned, quote, after careful consideration. I mean, look, guys, I can only surmise that maybe David didn't want to put his current law firm through the scrutiny of the press, which is more than what we can say for his son or his father-in-law, Tom Girardi, right? It says, quote, after careful consideration. I can only assume per this quote that, he really weighed his options and the best option for him was to step down altogether. Now, of course, I'm sure that has an impact on the family. Of course, his wife being the daughter of Tom Girardi, that's got to be crazy. This has an impact, I'm sure, on his coworkers at his current law firm right before he stepped down, as well as his past law firm, Girardi Reese. This just goes so deep and it's just so insane. This article really just goes in depth. Now, look, I have my final thoughts. I have my own speculations. Now, of course, this plane crash was in Indonesia. All right. So this plane crash happened there. Of course, the Boeing company is an American company. Now, I hate to assume, of course, we know what happens when you assume, but my assumption is you're taking advantage of people, especially those who probably aren't as familiar with the American justice system, aren't as familiar with some of the law jargon, and they're foreigners. So he probably thought he could get away with it. But I'm glad that people actually try to step in and tell him, look, this is not right. This is not right. Now, the article does continue, and it does touch on Tom Girardi as well as his defense team. So the article does state, quote, his lawyers have suggested to the judge that he has, quote, mental competency, end quote, problems that prevent him from explaining what happened to his money or offering them guidance on how to defend him. Wow. This is a huge statement. He is claiming mental competency at this point in time. So we know he's up there in age and all of that, but we've always known him to be like a sharpshooter. So this definitely has me giving the side eye a little bit. The article further continues, quote, I'm also unable to effectively communicate with my client regarding these issues. This is from his defense attorney, Evan Janess. Now, this right here is insane. Guys, I know you have some comments for me. So I would love to hear what you have to say down in the comment section. Now, honestly, let's keep it real. Do you think Erika Jane, was privy to this information? I mean, what about the other attorneys? Though they did express their concern over this matter, should they be held accountable too for not taking it maybe a step further? This article is super juicy. My cup runneth over. But there's more to come, so make sure you like and subscribe to the #1 Reality Junkie. My next video will focus on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star, Erika Jane, and her conduct, because that also is mentioned in this article. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Peace.